Okay, no problem. Ehun.
Ma.
How about you? So can you quickly share your screen? Let me see your assignments. Were you able to put your navigation on your about page? And I also want to see if you've done anything extra on the Jesse website.
Okay.
So share your screen.
By the about page, you mean the classwork that we did yesterday, right?
Yes. Okay, so you finally decided to go with it with a color, with a theme color. Okay, scroll down.
I didn't add any major changes because I was thinking of what I should add, but nothing came up in my mind.
Okay, so we did grid yesterday. I was thinking you would turn this into a grid. All right, no problem. So let me see your about page. Okay. So why is there no navigation on the page? I told you to put a navigation yesterday. Why is there no navigation? Okay, so now put it in class. Before I finish checking every other person's assignment, please put your navigation. I'll come back. Okay, thank you. I'm seeing message. So you can stop sharing. You can stop sharing. Good morning. Director. Director.
Yes, I'm here.
So for Chizaram, I don't know if she's here or if she's in the physical class because she keeps talking about doing her. I can hear you, ma. Can you hear me, ma?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I can't hear you.
Oh.
This meeting is not supposed to hold today by 9. I have a presentation by 9:30. I should leave here, but I don't because I not communicate yesterday.
Director, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I was saying about Chizaram. I don't know where she is. She also doesn't have a reference website. When I give assignments and all of that, she can't share her screen. She's always using a phone. And then she always talks about she's doing projects in the physical class. So I don't know.
So don't just assume that she's in transit while she's here. Don't worry about Chizaram.
Okay.
So before she gets to physical class, that's how come she joins the virtual. Don't count her as part of your virtual class anymore.
Okay, that makes sense now. Thank you, ma.
Did you get that?
Yes, I got that, ma.
Yes, so she's just here because they are either in transit or something, listening in, but her projects will be worked on with the physical team.
Okay, ma.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Inyolua, all right, how are you? Good morning. Inyolua.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you? Were you able to put a navigation link on your classwork yesterday?
Yes.
So share it. Let me see.
I was able to put the navigation bar on mine.
Okay, sir. Okay. Now I want to see it on the. What are the mistakes? Like I can see red, so meaning there's a mistake in your. Okay, let me see it on your. Let me see it on your. What's it called? Let me see it on the browser. We'll come back and deal with your mistake. What? Why did you change it? This was not what was there yesterday. Why? What did you change? Oh my God!
I don't know why the color changed to blue.
Because you tampered with it. It's not just the color. Your picture. You removed the grid. Oh God! When am I going to start doing this stuff? Did it happen to Oreoluwa's own too?
No.
It's just you, right?
Yes.
All right, no problem. Stop sharing. You remain after class.
I show my own.
Yes, you can. Okay. Now to see the browser.
Okay.
Ira, waiting for you. Let me just see the browser. Then I go into what we have for today.
Okay.
Okay. You didn't put your navigation bar. All right. No problem. You still haven't put your picture. This is still my own picture. But this is nice.
But
All right,
I
thank
don't
you,
have
Ira.
a picture in my laptop.
You don't have. Please, you have to tell somebody to help you put one in your laptop. And this is not about you. You're still using Inolua's write-up to talk about yourself. Okay, you change your school to Ladybird. Okay. All right, thank you.
Later you play again.
You can stop sharing in Ire. Ire, stop sharing your screen. No. Okay, so today we're going to try to do 3 things. I'm going to teach you guys about pseudo selectors, then teach you how to create forms, and then we will do image gallery if we have time. Okay, so let me share my screen. So I'm quickly going to go through pseudo selectors. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So hold on. Hold on. Okay. So let me start with pseudo selectors before. So pseudo, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So pseudo classes are used to define the special state of an element. For example, it can be used to style an element when a user mouses over it. For instance, when we're doing all those, when we have a link and we're saying we want to change, okay, let me see. I think I can go to yesterday's okay, no, I don't have it anymore. Let me go to EX. Hold on. Okay. So like yesterday when we're doing this, and then when we did, if you remember correctly, when we got the way we did this, we went to our VS Code. Where's the style? So in our the way we did that yesterday, if you remember, we went to our VS Code and we said button hover. Now, this is a pseudo what they call it again? It's a pseudo class, because where you have to use double colon. It's not here. Where we have to use double colon like this is what is called a pseudo class. We used it to style the button element so that when we hover over it, it would change color. So that's an example of what a pseudo class is about. You can also use it to style visited and unvisited links differently. I will show you what that means. We can use it to style an element when it gets focused. So we'll do that one by one. Let's try here. Okay, so now in this code that we have right here, we have this link. Okay, this is a link. We have this link here. So we're going to use a hover, just like we use button hover. Now, because it's a button, now it's just a link, it's not a button. We're going to style it in that it will look different after we have clicked on it. And how do I explain? This is a link. A hover must come after a link and a visited in the CSS definition in order for it. Okay. So you can use pseudo classes to, for instance, this is green. You see when I hover around it is pink, right? Now it is green because I have not clicked on it. I've not visited the link. Now you can say, okay, when people visit the link, I want it to be blue to show that. Because if you go to certain websites, you will notice that if you click on a link, by the time you go back to that page, you notice that the color of the link is different. We can style links like that using pseudo. We style links like that using pseudo classes. That is what they do. Okay, and I will show you. So in this situation now, a link would normally appear as blue if this was not here. Let me remove this. Okay, now if I run it, It's supposed to be blue. Maybe I've visited the link before, that's why. Let me try again. Let me try again. Yeah. I'm going to have to do this one by one. So normally, if you write a link, it's always blue without any um without any styling. A link would always be blue. Now here it is green because I have probably visited this link before and I did not know. So let me put a new link. Let me see if I can make it a new link. Let me make it okay. Make it google.com. Make it google.com. Okay. The Google is too long. Okay, let me use this link. Okay, so I put a new link here. Okay, let me run it. Okay. So you can see that the link is having different properties. I'm trying to do it in a way that I would get. Okay. So normally, if you put a link, I'm sure we all know this is always blue. This is a lot of styling. That's why it's always blue. So now they have said here that they want the link color to be red. So normally this is supposed to be red. The reason why it's green is because we've clicked on it before, and you can see here they said if you visited the link, visited, let the color turn to green. So if we had not visited it, if you had not clicked on it, the link will be color red. I think I can go and do this in VS Code so you guys will understand better. Let me do it in VS Code. Okay. I'm just going to do it here. So you guys will understand. Let me go and copy that. Okay, I think I can do it here. Is there a problem? Okay. A hover must come after a link and an active must come after a hover. Okay. So right here, they have said that an unvisited link should be red. A visited link, when you visit it, it should turn green. When you hover your mouse over it, it should turn pink. And then when you select it, it should turn blue. So let's visit the link first. You see, when I hover my mouse around it, it should turn blue. Now, when I visit the link, I have visited the link. If I go back, it's now green. So it was green before, but the default, and I'm sure you know this, that the default color of a link is blue. That's the default color of a link. But here they made it red. So this is how you can change a link's color to red. You can see it like this. You have not visited it, you're just looking at it, it will be red. All right. When you visited it, it will become green. Like when you've clicked on it and you've gone to the link, it becomes green, which is why it is green now, because we have visited that link before. When you put your mouse around it, it will turn pink. So you see my mouse around it now is pink. When you select the link, it should become blue. So this is it. Now it is blue. So these are just how you use pseudo elements to design link, you know. So this is A, you say the link color should be red. This is A, this which is the element for a link. A visited, you want the color to be green. A hover, you want that when you put your mouse around it, it should turn it should turn pink. And then you have an active. I think they put a class of, is there a class there? Okay. So do we understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we sure we understand? Please, if you don't understand, you can ask questions, please.
I need help.
Ire, what is it?
I'm trying to put in my November, but it wasn't working.
All right, I'll do it for you. Don't worry. So you have to take some things into consideration. Now, they said a hover must come after a link and a visited. So basically, they're just saying that for this to work, you must have this. You must have stated what you want this color to be and what you want this color to be. Most times we haven't done any exercise where we have to change the color of the link or change it if change the color if we visit it. So we just used to go straight to hover. But if you know that you want this, you cannot put a hover first and then now put this color. It won't work. It has to follow this. It has to follow this hierarchy. You have to first put the color of the link, then also put the color you want the link to be when you visit the link before you think of doing the hover option. And then you cannot do a selected link. Do we understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Any questions?
No.
Okay.
No.
You can also combine pseudo classes with HTML classes like this. Okay. So for instance, now in this case, we have a link here, which is this link. We also have, oh, okay, I think this is how the color is supposed to be. Because they didn't give it any style in here. So let me try to style this one so you understand what I was saying from before.
I need help.
What did you say? Ire,
Yes.
I thought you were saying something. Now this is a link, and there is a class here which is highlight class. So of course this is HTML. A element is an HTML element. This is a class. So you can, they're saying that you can also use the two. I mean, you can decide to use only A if you want to. I mean, in this example, you can see they only used A. They didn't use the classes. They didn't even put any class. But basically, if you want to do it, you can also pair the two of them together. So they have set it that when you hover around it, the color should change and then the font size should change. That's why when you hover like this, you see it becomes bigger and the color also. So it's not only color you can change, you can also change the font size, the font weight. You can also say, okay, you want to remove the text decoration underline, whatever you want to. So now let's try to style it like we styled this one. This is an so this is supposed to be red, but I'm guessing because people have clicked on it and clicked on it, it's not turning red anymore. I don't know why. But this is just basically changing the color of the link to red. All right. So now this is a visited link, and that is why it's green. Like I said, people have already visited the link, so that's why it's automatically green. It can't turn to a color that nobody has visited. Do we understand that? Let me see if I can put.
Yes.
No. Yes.
What do you not understand?
I don't understand the thing over the unvisited link.
What did you say?
I don't understand about the thing unvisited link.
All right, just hold
You
on. I'll
know that
explain
it's
again.
still unvisited.
I'll explain again.
But it's not only going
Okay, so let me do this. YouTube.com. Okay. Okay, aha. So now I kept a new link now, and this is a link that we have not visited at all. So that's why the color is red. Like I said, we have visited all these ones on top. But you can see it's an unvisited link. It's just like you are changing the color of the link. Please. It doesn't die on me. So Iri, I hope you are listening. So now this is the same as changing the link color. Now when we visit the link, like because I visited this one, it turned green. If I visit this one right now, it will turn green, and I will show you later, but let's continue. Now we want that when we hover over it, we want the color to change. Every time you are using a pseudo selector, there is always this colon there. Every time you are using, there's always a colon there. And remember I said you must follow a hierarchy. Oh, sorry. You must follow a hierarchy. Oh, okay. I deleted that by accident. A Hoover, A Hoover, color pink. Okay. So now if I hover around it, they will turn pink. See, it's pink. Let me make it hot pink because that pink is not showing. Okay, so now it's pink. So now the reason why this is not changing is because we have already given it another styling right here. Because of this class that is here, we are already giving it another styling. So that's why it's the only one that is not responding when you hover, but others are following suit. But this one has a different styling. All right. And so what's the last one? Selected link will be blue. Okay. So now if I go here, you know, we said the visited link should be color green. If I go here now, all right, which is understandable. Because it's not a correct, okay, let me put this. Because I didn't put a proper link there. So I want to show you guys how it turns green and then we can move on. Let me put a proper link. Okay. So now it turns green. Because you visited it, it turns green. So do we understand how that works now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on. Who is drawing on my screen again? Okay. A simple two-tip hover. What does that mean? Please, whoever is doing this should stop, please. Hover on this div element to show the P element.
I'm not the one.
All right. So now this is another pseudo selector that we can use. You see this write up that is written here, this hover over this div element to show the P element. If I put my mouse here, you see something comes out. If I remove my mouse, it stops. I put my mouse, something. So this can be done with a pseudo selector. How? You already have a div here, or you have a header or whatever it is, but this is a div right now. And inside the div, there is an element there. Sorry. There is this P element. So now how did they do this? First of all, you can see this the styling that they gave the P, the paragraph. They said they wanted to be display none. So because they said display none is not showing, now they gave it a background color here. You can see the background color here, yellow. And they gave it a padding, 20px. So this padding is how big the yellow is. If you want to make this yellow bigger, you can increase the padding. So they've already given it a style. If we change this to blue, maybe change this to blue. And then you change this to maybe, let's say 50px, all right? If I run this, if I run this and I do like, see, it's 50 and it's bigger. Now, how do you get it to do it? You select it. Let's assume this was a header. I think headers should be able to do it. This H1. Okay. So let's assume it was a header H1. And then, so you now come here and you say H1 hover. You can see how they wrote it. You tell the browser that, okay, I want that when they hover around H1, I want this P to display block. All right. Remember, there was the problem to display block. So now if I run this, see, it becomes like that. So it's all about selecting the elements, putting the pseudo selector hover, and then telling the browser what you want it to do. You know, here we already said it shouldn't show, it should display none. But now we've said, okay, when you hover around this, it should display block. Do we understand?
Yeah.
All right. That's that about the hover selector. Now let's talk about the first child pseudo class. Okay. Who is this person? Okay, so right here we have a couple of code. This is a paragraph, this is some text, this is another paragraph, this is some text, and then we have a paragraph in a div, this is some text, this is some text. So basically, we just want to make every first paragraph to be blue. Every first paragraph. You want every first paragraph to be blue. That's what is called the first child. Pretty straightforward, the first child blue. So now every paragraph you do would be blue. This can also be any element, like this is H1, this is H1. Let me use H2 because we can't have more than H2, more than one H1. Let me say H2, 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 no, H3, H3, H3. Let me see H2. Okay, let me be that P. All right. So two. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
No,
Hear me now.
I don't hear anything.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
No.
thank you. But you heard what I said. So now if I change this to H2 first child, you know it was P, and you've changed it. You see, this becomes, what's it called? Now the first H2 will change to blue. You hear me? They stop this now. You know, so we can also make it red. Very simple, very straightforward. So in case you see something like that, you don't get confused. Match the first I element in all P elements. I don't know who this person is right now.
I'm not the one.
So now this I element is for writing things in italics, okay? You can see it here, you can see it here. So now we want to make every italic, the first italics that we write, we want it to be blue because they are two. I am a strong person, I am a strong, but you only want the first one. So you're still using the first child element, but now you are targeting two elements. You are targeting the element, the I element inside the paragraph element. Okay, so that is why we have P here and then we have I, so that it knows which you are targeting this particular sentence, but this is the word you are targeting in particular, this word that is wrapped in I. Very straightforward. I hope you understand that. Okay, so that's all about pseudo selectors. So now we're going to go to forms. I just wanted to touch on what pseudo selectors are. So now we're going to CSS form. Please, how do I remove this thing from the screen? So let me just allow the person who did it to remove it now. Please, if it was you that kept this right up on the screen, please remove it now. Thank you. So things like I don't know if this Ehun's page has it. Please remove that right up on the screen. I think Passion Nova.
Mr. Han,
Yes.
you can erase the rights up.
Okay, the person has erased it finally. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, okay. So you see this thing here, this search option here, right? This search option here was built by a form, and I will show you how that was done. And that will be our classwork right now to create this form. This is done with CSS form. I'll teach you how to create a normal form. So you can put your CSS for somebody like EX. I mean, she already has a header. Director has given us the icon. So I'll show us how to put the logo and the form in your header. All right. So I don't think okay, everyone doesn't really have, he just has this. This is for Inyolua. Okay. I don't think Inyolua has it too. Okay. All right, so that's what CSS forms. So this is what a CSS form looks like. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Padded input. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm just seeing what they have there. So okay. So this is a very simple form. We're going to start with the simplest of the simplest. This is a very simple form. So the element, or will I say, let me call it the element for form, when we want to write form, we use this element called form. All right. We use this element called form. So you open, this is the opening tag of the form. All right. So now this label for first name, then you close the label. I think I did another form yesterday. I can't seem to find that form. Hold on, please. I know I had a form yesterday. Let me try to find it. Hold on, sorry. Okay, no. The same one I'm saying. Sorry, hold on. Because I built a form I was saying that I was going to come and show in class today. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Oh, this is still. I feel like I've been through here before. Okay, so all right, so no problem. Let's just go ahead. So give me a moment. Let me stop sharing for now. Sorry, hold on. I want to check because that form was really important. Hold on, no,
They
sorry.
change your name back.
What?
You heard me, they changed his name to my own, so I'm telling him that I should change his name back.
There's a. Who is this?
Ma,
Yes.
when is break?
After I'm done teaching forms, you have break.
But it doesn't even been it.
Ma, can I leave now?
No, you can't. They are disturbing my class. So, okay.
Ma, I wasn't the one that said, can I have break?
Let me put it here. Let me share my screen. So, who is the person that said, when are we having break?
It was the Remy day.
So, like I said,
Oh,
the
me.
the HTML form contains a lot of elements that we use to create a form. So let's start with the first. We have the input element, which is also inside the form element. So let's try that first. Okay. So now what you should know, like I said, we use form, all right, sorry, hold on. Please hold on. All right, yes, so I'm back. So what you should know is that yes, the certain things like let me even put it again. You see this thing that's inside this form, right? This is for people who are doing back end, so that when we type our names into the form like this, oh sorry, when we type our name into the form like this, the form sends to this place that you can see. But we're not dealing with that. We're not doing under that. Ours is just to build a form. You don't need this. Okay. So you might decide to write it, you might decide not to write it, but it wouldn't matter because this is not an active backend page, so nothing will happen. But basically, I think you can just use form. If I just use form, see it still works. All right. Yeah. So form is the parent element. Now you have label for first name. So you just this for is just to signify, okay, what is this label for? And you can see they wrote it in a short form, first name, F name, and then they put first name, which is what you're seeing here. That is the label to show that, okay, this is what you're supposed to put inside here, and then you close the label. All right. So now this input is the most important one there. This input is actually the most important one there. So you can see input, type text. So this type tells the browser that what you want people to put here is text. You want them to write something, so that's why it will write like this. there are different types of input. There's an input called type password. If I had said password, all right, and I run it. Now, when I type, you see, it won't show what I'm typing because this is and when you write your password, this is how you write. You don't want anybody to see it. So this is how password you write. But when you say text, when you say, oh, type text, okay, and you run that, it's going to write as text. All right, sorry. Let me write this. It's going to write as text. Okay, because it's a text form. You have told the browser that you want this to be text form. So you also give it an ID. This ID name that you give it here must be equal to this name here. All right. This ID must be the same as this one here. Okay. So after that, you're also supposed to give it a name. Now, this name is just let me call it a rule where you have to give it a name. Now, this name, you can give it anything you want to. Just make sure it's something that you remember. All right?
Ma, Aaron changed his name to my name and said, when are we having break?
Please, you guys are disturbing my class. Ehun, let's all focus. Because I'll ask you a question, and you must not tell me that you don't know. I'll ask you a question. So you have to, this is input text, yes, as I was saying. So the label always have these 4 attributes. You must give it a name that is the same with this ID name that is here. All right? So what you just need to do, the most important thing is this input. You can decide that, okay, you don't want labels to be there. All right? Let me cut this. And it will still run. It will still be an input. And then you can now decide that you want, where is it? Sorry. Okay, this was it. Let me use this one. Let me use this one. So as I was saying, I have already explained label to you. I've explained that this is yeah. Okay. So, like I said, you can decide that, okay, you don't want the label anymore. You can decide that you don't want to use labels. Just cut that and to appear like this, your name. So how do you not get this, your name that is showing here? We use this placeholder. We use this placeholder. It's called a placeholder. So placeholder is just something that appears here. All right, so that in case you are not using a label, people will know that, oh, we're supposed to put our name here. But you can also decide to use a label and label there that place full name. All right. Yeah, just like they did here. Full first name, then last name. So the label is the same for last name. You see, they gave the 4 a name, and then they kept the, I think that's for input. So that's the input. Now the label element defines a label for several forms. I already said the label element is useful for screen readers because the screen will read out the label when the user focuses on the input element. There are some people who are maybe they're blind, and so they use a screen reader. They don't see their phones or laptop the way you see it. So what they did, they use a screen reader that reads. So when you have a label in a form, it's easy for them to use it. That is why they typically use it, because there is a label that says, okay, first name. All right, I don't know why it's writing to first name. Okay. Label, F name, label. Okay. I think I have to delete this one. Okay. Yeah. So that is why we use a label for them to be able to know what they are. And it's very simple. It's just you open the label. After you have opened your phone, you open the label, you give it a 4 attributes, write it, and then close it back. That's basically what it's used for. So it also help leaders it also help users who have difficulty clicking on very small regions such as the radio buttons or check buttons, because when the user clicks the text within the label, it toggles the radio button or check. And we'll go to what radio button or checkbox is. All right. And so, like they said here, the 4 attributes should be equal to the ID attribute of the input. This input is the most important part because this is where you put your information that you're supposed to type. And like I said, this input is text type. We'll check that type of text or that type of input. The ID name should be the same as what you use for the label. Then now you name it, you give it a name, first name. And this name, like I said, you can call it whatever you want to call it. That's up to you. But just make sure it's something that you remember. And then you have your placeholder. Your placeholder is just what stays inside. By the time I start writing my name, the placeholder disappears. But when it's not there, it just tells you what to write. So it's the same for the last name. This is before here, they gave it L name. And you can see it's the same here with this ID. It's also a text. They named it last name and they gave it a placeholder. So that is very simple, right? So now let's go to the select elements. All right. Let's go to this select element. And there are some forms that when you this for instance is built with a select option. Okay. So obviously to do that, you write your label, you give it a label for country. This is set to that. That is what gives this right here. So to now create a form that has options like this, we use this select options. See, select, you give it an ID name and you give it whatever name that you want to give it, country. All right, so it's still going. So know that each of them always have name. Aside from label, input has name. You can see the name here. What's it called? Select has name. So take note of all this. Although, anyway, you guys can go to W2 if you need any help, because I know that this can be a little bit, it can be hard to remember. All right. So you give it a name, country, and then you choose the options. Now, options have, what's it called? So option, when you give it an option, you must make sure that there is a value in the option, and then you write what you want. Like for instance, now this is option, and the value is Australia. All right. So you close your bracket and you write it Australia, and then you see that Australia appears here in the first one, and then you close the option. You also do the other one. So this option always has a value, and that value is always equal to what you want that option to be for the most part. So what you will see on most forms is that they will write option, okay, then give it a value of none, give it a value of none, right? Give it a value of none, right? Close it, then write none, then open it again to close the option. Then close it, right? So when you run this, the none becomes the first one. So this is totally dependent on you. You can decide that you want none to become your first one, and then when people scroll down, they can choose what they want. So select and options are what you use to create this particular option here. Do we understand?
No.
Do we understand?
Yes.
Do we
Yes, ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am. My need a bit because of
What did you say?
everyone saying my name.
What did you say?
My still reach my
I don't get what you're saying, Iremide. Okay, so this is long. Oh, I didn't talk about the CSS option. So now this is actually very long because of this styling here. Now this is the input text type, and they also did this. Oh, sorry. They also did the select. Let me do that again. So you can see in this CSS, they selected in this CSS. Okay, let me first teach you all the options that will come to the CSS. Let me teach everything first, then we'll come to the CSS. So this option was also used to build this here. The only reason why it's short is because there's no CSS that says that, okay, oh, the input or the select should be, I mean, if I come here and I put style, I put style, okay, like I said, we'll talk about that one later. But this is another option for creating. This is how you can also create another option. You can see it's just the same. It's using the select option. You have ID cars, you have the name to be cars, and then they put it here. Now, in this example I gave, where I said you can use none, right, as your side. So let's assume you have a long list of options here, and you want to select Canada, and this is where Canada is. All right. We're going to use something called, we'll just add selected at the option. Let me show you what I mean. So let's assume that this is what I want to use. Now this is my form, right? And let's assume I want to select USA. So after I have written my first option, I've written the value, I will now write selected. This is because I want to use USA. I don't want to use none, because automatically the browser will take the first option. If you don't tell it what option to pick, the browser will automatically pick the first option. But now that I have selected that, I want USA to be the one that I would use. When I run this code, you see USA is the one selected, and I can come down and decide, okay, I want to pick none, or I want to pick Australia, or anything that works for you. Are we understanding, class?
Yes.
All right, so that's what's selected. So you also have something called the, is loading, the visible values. You can use the size attribute to specify the number of visible values. Now in this option we have like 4 options. Let me see if that's loaded. So now we have like 4 cars here. Or let me go and use the Australia. We have 3 countries here, right? We have 3 countries plus 4. Now let's assume that I want to show, right now it's only showing, let me run it again from the beginning. So right now it's showing what I've selected as USA. Now assuming that I want to show 3 countries at once, just like this one, 3 countries at once, what happens is that I will delete this selected, all right? And I will come here to where my select is. I will come here and I will say size. Let me see, how did they write it? Size is equal to 3. Size is equal to, although this, to me, this doesn't make sense, but most people do it on their forms. Most people do it on their forms. So if I run this right now, so you see it's showing the 3. All right, it is showing the 3 of them. Okay, but I'd rather not do this. I just want to show you, I'd rather not do this. I'll rather leave it selected at USA. I'd rather leave it selected at USA. Okay. That works for me. All right. So you can also have multiple selectors. Okay, multiple selectors. So which means that the user can select more than one value. Let me go and show you what it means. So let's say, for instance, you have somebody who is both from USA and is from Australia. Maybe the father is from Australia and the mother is from USA. So that's two, what's it called? That's two nationalities. So the browser can allow, because most times the browser will only allow you to select one. Like this now, you can only select one, you can't select two. But if you want to select multiple, you just have to add multiple to your select ID. Remember, the select ID works with the option. You use the select first to let the browser know that, oh, this is going to be a select form. This is an input form. This is an input form. And that is why you have input here, because we are typing something in. But this one is something we have to select. So we're using a select element. And under the select element, you always have options. Now, I have put multiple here to let the browser know that, okay, I can select, I want to select multiple. Oh, the multiple is actually to put, maybe I read that wrong. Yeah, multiple. Let me try. Okay. So if you want to select, where is it? So if you want to select, you have to hold down your control button to select more than one. All right. So you have somebody whose mother is from Australia. You select Australia, and then the mother is from USA. Then you select and you submit it like that. We're still going to talk about the submit functions. Don't worry. All right. So that is for multiple options. I'm going to remove that there now because I only want one option. All right. So you have something called the text area elements. Okay. Okay, so we're not going to go into the text area because it's not something that you need. Okay, we're going to go to the button. Let me see. We already know what a button looks like, right? You just add a button, you let them know that it's a button, So you want that this is on click alert HTML. So this is JavaScript actually. But we already know about the button element, so don't worry about that. Okay. Always specify the type attribute for the button. Different browser may use different types of buttons for the button element. So, and I think we've been making that mistake. So going forward, if you're writing button, always make sure that you write that the type is button. Like when we have a link and then we put a button there, always identify that that button type is a button. All right. So we have the field set at the legend. Do we need to learn this? Because I'm trying to prep you guys for your, okay, so no, I'm trying to prep you guys for your project, and I just want to teach what I know that you guys would really need. So we talked about different input type, right? So there are lots and lots of input type. All right. There is text, there is password, there is submit. You're disturbing my class. You are disturbing my class. Thank you.
I didn't know I was.
Now you know. I think something is wrong with my, all right, something is wrong with my connection. Yeah. So when it comes to form, there is a lot. So I'm going to teach you about the different types. We're not going to go into everything. You can always learn by yourself. So we're just going to learn if you can see there are different types, but we're going to learn about a few. We have learned about the type text, which is just to signify like a text, enter your text or enter your email or whatever like that. So now this is the input button. This is the input password. All right. So you can see here, we already have a label for username. So it could be username, it could be first name, it could be full name, it could be your last name, whatever. So this could be first name. You can also have another form that is last name, and the type will be text, all right? And of course, the name will be username. So now you now have this is label for password. This is the label for password. Okay. And now we have input type password. Now this input type password lets the browser know that, oh, this is a password kind of thing. And then when you type it, it doesn't show what you are typing, just like the normal way you type password. But you see the one for username or email, or it will definitely type, it will show it. This could be for email. For instance, let's change it to email. Username for email. Username for email. Then you make here email. And then this becomes email, all right, and then password, and then you submit. So there is also an input type called submit. Input type submit, the value is submit. So for this one, we don't have like where we have name and ID here. We have name here, we have ID, and we also have something called placeholder. You can also put a placeholder. I talked about placeholder that just lets the user know, okay, this is what you are supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to put here. Type your email. Type your email. All right. You see, so it just lets the user know what it's supposed to do there. So I think password can also have placeholder, type word input, password type input can also have placeholder. But for submit, we don't need it. Let me put a placeholder here. This is type your password. All right, so if I run this, so it has type your, but for submit, we don't need all that. We just need the submit. So what submit only needs is the input type submit, and then the value is submit. So that's 3 input type I've talked about now. I've talked about the text input type, the password input type, and now this is the submit. All right, we're still going. I've talked about submit. So if you right here, I said that you must put this value here as submit. If you don't put that submit, the browser will automatically, the browser will automatically give it a submit button by itself. If you omit the submit button value, the button will get a default text. So it could It could be any text. The browser could decide to give it any text. Like in this case here, but we're still saying submit. But sometimes the browser might decide to give it any text that it likes. So it's important that you make sure that you put the value of the submit there. Okay. So we also have something called input type reset. Which is just it only has an input type. It doesn't have a value. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have placeholder and all of that. Okay. Let me quickly say something, right?
Ma, when are we having break?
After I'm done with this form. Let me quickly say something. So you know how I taught you about placeholder, right? There is also something in place of this placeholder, just like the where did I say you could use value? The submit button that has a value. Yeah, is a submit value that has the submit button has a value. So just like you can use submit in the value in your input types text, you can also use value in place of placeholder. All right, value. You can also use a value here, but the difference is that so the difference is that if you use a value instead of placeholder, the placeholder was your last name. This is how it would look like. You can literally come here and edit it and work on it. Compared to if you're using only placeholder, you cannot edit it, you just start typing. But if you use value, you can actually go delete what they've written and put your name there. So most times when they're using value, they would put a name there to signify that, oh, you're supposed to put your last name here, like John. Okay, so if I run this, you see, placeholder just has the name. You can't edit it. You write on top of it. But here, you can actually go and edit it and write what you're supposed to write. All right. So that's that about value, which is what they used here. All right. So we've talked about submit. Yeah. Reset. So I said reset is just straightforward. You just reset. This is reset. It doesn't have a value. It doesn't have a placeholder. It's just something that after you have put your name, put everything, if you change the input value and then click reset button, the form data will reset to the form. So it's just like you are reloading the form. That's what the reset does. Now let's talk about radio. The radio type. Sorry. Talk about radio checkbox. I've talked about button color. Okay, because I don't want us to go into deep. All right, because it's a lot, so we can't do everything. I think I'm just going to I'm going to stop at okay, this is radio. I think I'm going to stop at radio and checkbox. Let me just stop at radio and checkbox, and then I'll show you how to put that search icon, how to create this basically. Where's that placed? How to create this, and we'll go for a break. Okay, so so let's learn about radio. What is a radio type form? So the input type, who is that? Thank you. So when you want to use the input type radio, of course you have your form. You have your form here, and I told you this one is just for people who back end. It doesn't concern us. You can decide to put it, you can decide to leave it. All right. Now, so for the radio, we have this input type radio. We have the ID to be HTML. And now we have our name to be favorite language, and you have the value to be HTML. All right. So what this basically means is that this is how radio allows a form to appear. It's because we put an input type radio, and that's why you have these round check marks here. All right. So now you're not telling the browser that, okay, the ID for this one, they gave it an ID is HTML, which is a program. They're actually trying to talk about HTML. Let me use something different. All right. Let me say the ID here is gender. Let me say gender. All right. So the name I'm also going to give it, I'm going to give it gender too as a name. All right. So what's the value? I'm going to say male. All right. And so when I come here for the label, because after you have put your input, you have to label it. So others, the label has always been on top, but for radio, the label is after the input. If you go back, it has always been the label first, but because this is radio, the label comes second. So here I'm going to put male. All right. If I run this, you see it becomes male. Now I'm going to do for the second one. This is an input type radio. The ID is going to be, we have to give it a different ID. So we can just say this ID is female. This ID is male. This ID is male. The name of it is, we are trying to find the sex of the person, and this is value. So I'm going to name this the female. Okay. So we're going to name this. We can also decide to name this gender. Let's not give it the same name as the one on top. And then we'll have female. So basically, it's just for creating this. So if I run this now, oh, sorry, I didn't change it here. Female. I didn't change the label. So this is basically what it is, right? No, there is no third gender, so I can't put that. But yeah, this is how a radio button works. Do we understand? Do we understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to give us a 10-minute break. Then when we come back, we'll now talk about how to create a form with a search icon that you can put on your project. So this is 10:29. We're going to come back at 10:30. All right. Is that clear?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. We're going to come back at 10. Okay, come back at 10:35.
Bye.
10:35.
No. Ma, the real Iremide is IDE.
All right, so guys, are we back? Please, if you are back, raise up your hand, though. Are we back?
I'm
Okay, if you're back, please raise up your hand. If you're back, raise up your hand. Raise up your hand is what I said.
But I can't raise up my hand
Why?
because I'm not using my video moments.
Okay, so Ehun is back. Iremide is back. Tolu is back. Was Tolu here before?
Tolu is EX. She's just fooling herself. Tolu is
Who?
EX.
Okay, EX. Inyoluwa, Oreoluwa, Jesu Bukumi. Inyoluwa, Oreoluwa, Jesu Bukumi. We're waiting for you guys, though. I don't even know where to find them now. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. Yes. Okay, so I'm seeing. Okay, so Bukumi is back. So it's Ire and Inyoluwa and Ore that we're waiting for. All right, please, you can drop your hands. Thank you. Lower your hand. Lower your hand. So I'm left with Oreoluwa and Inyoluwa. Sorry, give me a moment. All right, is Inyo and Ore back? Inyoluwa, Oreoluwa,
Yes,
you
ma'am, we
back?
are back.
Okay, thank you. So now we're going to focus on how to create this so that you can put it in, where is that? I don't know, but you guys have seen this in most, what's it called? In most websites, right? Now to do this, you're going to need to have to download, let me see. You might need to download this search icon thing. Okay? You need to download one of these. Now, sorry, hold on. You need to download one of these. And you can just check it on Google. You can just ask for search icons because these are search icons.
I know how to put the search.
Okay, so for others who don't know how to do it, let me teach them. All right. So you can see my screen, right? So I already downloaded one of them yesterday. Let me go to my VS Code. All right. So I already downloaded one yesterday. Oh, hold on.
How did you download this?
I'll show you. So this is one I downloaded yesterday and I already kept it in my VS Code. But let me show you since it is asking. So you can come online. You can say search for search icons. All right. Search for search icons like this. And then you see one that you can download. So you just go there, click on it, save image as. Click on save image as, it's loading. Then it will give you this option. You can name the file. You can call it search icon or whatever. Give it whatever name that you want to give it. All right. And then save it. So if I go to my browser now, you can see it's there. All right. So you copy it and you place it in your folder. For instance, I can copy this one here. Or I'm just going to cut it because I don't need it twice. Cut it. This is the Iremide folder I opened. I go to the folder, I go to my image folder there, and then I paste it. See, I already pasted one there yesterday. Let me paste another one. Like this, right? So now you go to your VS Code. Okay. Now in your VS Code, you're going to create a form. Starting with our normal form, it's going to be an input type text. The name is going to be search, and then you now put a placeholder. Now this placeholder is, is optional, but you can decide to put it there so that it will show. So what this will give you, hold on. So what this will give you is, I'm looking for where it is on the browser. So when you do this search, whatever, let me remove this styling. Where's the styling? Styling. Okay. Let me remove this. Okay. So what if you do this now? Let me save it. Now let me go back to the browser. If I reload, what I have is just this small form. Oh, and I didn't teach you guys about, I made a mistake. I didn't teach you guys about styling a form. So let me quickly do that. So if you want to style a form, this right here, just to make it easy for you, maybe after you have written everything you want to write, you cannot come to the end here. You cannot give it a class of saying equal to maybe, okay, you're not styling the individual forms, right? You are not styling the individual forms. You can put the class in, because right here, what they did was that they either select here. Okay, this is it. What is it? Okay. You can also do it like this. So they selected input type text. You can see the way they wrote it. Because they are all the forms here have input. All this form here have input. But if you are selecting input type text, that means that you are selecting everything that has input type text. Input type text here. This is a select for this particular site. Now, but for the input, for the submit type, you are not selecting that one. All right. So let's see that again. So they selected input type text, which means they are selecting 1, 2, and they put a comma and they selected. So that means they are selecting this one as well. I feel like if I make all this, if I turn this to form, it will still do the same thing now. Let me try. If I say form, right, and I run it like this. Okay, so if I'm only touching the form, it's not going to work like that. All right. So it's better to select the input select. So you can decide to select something that they all have, or you can give them classes. So because we are used to classes, so maybe we should give it class, right? So let me name this one. Let me give it a class. After I put your input type text, I put your ID, I put your name and your placeholder. Let me give it a class is equal to, let me call it email form, right? Let me call this one here. Oh, this is not covered. Let me call this one here. And that one I just did was for the, so you don't get confused. So this is label for first name, and this is the input form. This is another label for last name, and this is the input. So this is the input. I'm going to give this input an email of last name, a class. Okay, class of first name. This is actually, sorry. This is actually last name. So I can name this. I can still give it any of this name here. Let me use L name. All right. So I can give, let me give, this is not email, this is a name. So let me say F name. If it was email, maybe I would have named it email. This is F name. All right. So this is a class that is there. That's another class. So you can decide to give select a class. You can put it here. You can say class is equal to select. Right? And then this is the input type submit. So now we can put a class here and call it submit. Okay, submit. All right, fine. So now if we're going to style it, I've given this a class name of F name. I've given this L name. All right, and so I've given that one select. So you can just select it like that and say, okay, I want to design, or I want to style F class F name, full stop F name, comma. You also want to style L name, right? Comma, and you also, we have to put a full stop because the class, full stop, full stop. Now, if I run this, exactly. So now the width, let me remove this. Let me make this. I want to remove all the styling so that you see how it looks like if you don't have any style. Because it doesn't just automatically appear like that when you style it. So let's remove this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm still questioning. Okay, sorry, please hold on. So I want to show you what you do when you don't put anything in there. Okay, please let me tell them that they have to be quiet. So now, if I don't put any styling, this is how your form will come out. Are you guys listening? Are you guys listening?
Yes.
No.
Yes, of course. I'm not playing.
All right, so no problem. So if you don't put any styling, this is how it's going to appear. First of all, you can see it's not looking all that nice. So the first thing you want to change, you want to make it wide. which is why we have this width option. Now, if I make it wide and I put it here, okay, so if I run this, now you see it's wide enough, right? It's wide enough. Now we want to add a padding. Now, when you add a padding, you add the padding to the form, because without that padding, it's too tiny. You can see it here. When there's no padding, see how tiny it looks. So you have to add a padding inside it to make this bigger. So in this situation, we did the padding as 20 up, 12 up and down, then 20 by the sides. So now it's wider. You can see here, up here is 12, down here is 12, then the sides are 20. All right. So you also have a margin. Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
My laptop is lagging and I don't know why. So imagine it's just going to create space because they are two joined together. They are two packed together. All right, I think my computer stopped lagging. I'm sorry. I don't know why it is lagging. All right. Okay, I think that stopped. So when you add a margin, you see now there is more space. Remember we talked about margin. Margin is the space outside. Padding is the space inside. So now there is, okay, I was wondering why all right. So now there is a padding. So now we want to display inline block. So your form must be displaying inline block, although it's already, because of the width. Let me remove this first. This is just like, is another rule that we have to do so that the form would display well. Because we have used the width option and now it is now very, very wide, 100% is taking over. That's why it's not displaying inline. That first time without any, what is it called? Without any styling that you saw, that was an inline display. But right now we've changed it to inline block. So this one is a general rule that must be there. Do we understand? So now we want to give it a border. So let me give it a border. Okay. So if I run this, now we now have our own border. The border that was there before was us, but now we have put our own border. You can see it's different. Let me remove it again. The color is different. The color was black. Let me do it again. So this is the border that was there before, but now we wanted to change it. Maybe you want it thicker or you want it solid. Now we've changed it. We've changed the color. You can still make the border thicker if you want to. You can say 2px solid. You can say 2px dashed. Depending on what you want. Although I don't think I've ever seen a form that is dashed like this, but we're just going to leave it at 1px solid and that color. That's like a gray color. So you already know what border radius is for. Border radius is to make the corners more rounded, which is what we're going to do now. Oh, sorry. So I don't think I've taught you guys about box sizing. I will teach you guys box sizing tomorrow. But border radius now, you see, is a little bit rounded. If you want to make it more rounded, you can say 15. And it will be more rounded, but let's just leave it at, let's leave it at 4. All right. 4px. And then we have border box sizing. I will teach you guys about this property tomorrow. I'll teach you about. You can't really see it, so I'll teach you about it tomorrow. So now that is how you want to start all your input value, start everything. Now we've not started this submit button. We're going to do that now. So now for the submit, because I gave it a class name of submit, I'm going to turn it to class submit. Oh, sorry. A moment, guys. I'm going to give this a class of, sorry. I think we called it, we gave it a class of submit here. So we're going to design the submit as well. Okay. So for the submit, we said that we want the color, we are adding a width. So this width is going to make it longer. Did I spell that right? Yeah, so that's the class of submit. I don't know why it's not working. Or is it my laptop? So I don't know why it is not going. It's not okay. Let me try if I give it an ID. So you know, if you were using classes full stop, if we're using ID, it's going to be pound sign. Okay, so it's not going. So let's just go and use their default for reasons I don't know why. So this is what I want to style, and for some reason it's not working. So let's do it the way they did it here. This is how they selected it. Input. So take note of how they selected the submit. All right. You can also select others on the form like that. For some reason, it's not working on my end. I don't know why. So if I run this now, so the problem is actually from me, because even this is not. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
So the problem is from me. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not working anymore. I don't know what's wrong with the page. It's not working anymore. Hold on, let me look for another page. Okay, I already explained how this went. We wanted to do the submit. Let me give it a class of submit here and see whether it will work. I don't know if it's my network. Class is equal to, because it's supposed to work. Okay, so run. All right, so I think it's working here. Let me see. Okay, so now the submit doesn't have any styling aside from this hover styling that is here. The pseudo selectors we talked about this morning. So now let me add styling to it. So I think something is wrong with that page. That's why it's not loading anymore. So now we have a width of 100%. So that means that this is going to be very long. We have a background color. If I apply the background color, let me make the background color here green. Let me give it the background color of green. So the text will be white. This text right here will be white. We have a padding, we have a margin. There's no border. They didn't give it a border, but so they just want the default border to stay. When you say a border that has none, it means that this default border can stay. But you can. Let me move this. Because this is confusing me. So every form has a default border. This had a default border, but we changed it into a border that we want. So right here, they are saying that they want to keep the border as it is. They just want a border radius so that it should be a little bit rounded. Oh God, a little bit rounded. And so when you have a cursor pointing to it, it will become like a finger. So to make a cursor, when you're moving your cursor around, it's just like this. Sometimes it's like this. You understand? But if you want it to be like a finger-like option when you hover around something, you just change your cursor to pointer. That's why when you hover around it here, it's a pointer. All right. And now you can now decide to do a pseudo selector and say, oh, when I hover around it, I want the color to be red. Let me put it that way. Not a good practice, but it's just I'm just giving you an example. So if I come here and I hover, you see it's red. If I remove it, it's green. Hover it. So that's how you basically design a button or design a form. So I wanted to share that because I didn't share it before. All right. So back to our VS Code and back to how you can put this icon there. So if you go to VS Code and then you put a form like this. Sorry, hold on. Do you guys understand? Are you guys understanding me? I need response. So EX.
Yes.
Are you sure? You're saying yes. Now. When I give you classwork now, you'll be doing like you give me something I did not give you people. Ask questions if you have questions now. All right, so this is our form and it's just a search. We're looking for a search form. So we created our form, we've input our type text because when you are trying to search for something, what you type in there is a text. So that is why it is a type is equals to text. So we've given it a name as search and we give it a placeholder. So if I save this and go to the browser, right? Where's my browser? So it's going to look like this. Now it doesn't have any styling. That is why it looks like. So let's add a little style before we add the icon. So we're going to give it a width of 100%. Right? We're going to give it a width of 100%. There's a box size in border box. Like I said, we're going to learn about this tomorrow. We're going to give it a border and we're going to make it solid and we're going to give it a color, the border a color. We already know what border radius is. The font size is 16px. The search is going to have a font size of 15 cx. Then you have the color of the text. Let me remove this. So this is all the styles we are giving it, right? Now let's go to the browser and check how it looks like on the browser. So now it's now very long because we've given it 100%. And now you can see the placeholder. So I have to keep out and put something. Now we have paddings. Okay, this is not it. We have paddings for, this is the top padding, this right padding, the bottom padding, and then the left padding. All right. So the reason why you can see this is 12, normally it will be 12px, 20px, which means the up and the top will be 12, 12, and the bottom and the 12 is for the sides. I'm sorry. This 12 is for the top and the bottom. So normally what I would write is 12px and then 20px. Okay, so that will mean that the top will be 12px and then the sides will be 20px, meaning that the padding inside here, let me show you guys, the padding inside here would be 12. On this side it will be 12. On that side there will be another padding of 12 here. Then on top will be 12. So if I don't have any padding there, this is how it will look. It will be really tiny. Let me remove the padding so you see how tiny it is. All right, so if I don't have any padding, it will be so tiny. So, and you can see the search, this is where our icon, that icon we downloaded is supposed to be here. So we need to create space. So I'm going to give it a padding left. Hold on. So now I gave the up a padding of 12. I gave the right side a padding of 12. I gave the down a padding of 12. Now I gave the left where our icon is going to be, I gave it a padding of 40 because we need enough space there for the icon to stay there. And so that's why we have, sorry. That's why we have a lot of space here. Let me reload again. Because here there is a padding of 40. Compared to here, it's just a padding of 20. All right? Do we understand that?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So now to put a background, this is the background color of white. Now to put the background to put the icon, oh my God, I've deleted it. So let me go and copy it again. Hold on. Okay, so this is it. So to put the icon, we need a background image. All right, let me remove this position. We need a background image, right? So I've taught you guys how to do a background image. You have your URL and then you put my image right now, the search that we downloaded. You know, I kept it in the remedies folder. I kept it in my image folder, which is here. I think we named it search, which is this one. So I'm just going to put it here, images/folder, because it's in my image. If your image is not in the folder, just write the name of the file. So here my image is in a folder. There's going to be images/search. All right. And so I'm going to save this. Now, if I go back to the browser, you can see that this is too big. This is the image. It's not even showing. It's too big. So we're going to reduce the background size. So the background size is going to be, let's give it 25 px because we want it to be small. All right. So let me reload the browser. See, it is small enough. Now the position of this is up here. So that means I have to put a padding by the side and I have to put a padding on top so that it will come to the middle and be on the same line with this search. And how do I do that? We're going to use something called background positioning.
Okay.
Background position. So we're going to give it a 10px. Let's try 1010. If 1010 doesn't work, up and down, up and side, then we'll do 2020. All right. So let's go here. You see, so now it has moved. So now it's okay like this. This is too long. Let me make this 80%. All right. And that is how you build. So now it is a bit shorter. I'm also going to give it a border radius. It's too square for my liking. I'm going to give it a border radius. Let me make it 6. So do we understand? So that's how you build this. You see it on most websites. They always have this search option with the search icon. Do we understand that? Because I'm going to give you guys classwork now. Let me share this code with you guys in the chat so that. Do we understand?
Yes.
Yes. Shut up, dude.
Any question?
No.
Something.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a classwork now. All right. So for EX, oh sorry, for EX, are you there? EX, are you there?
Yes.
Is EX there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, for EX, for someone like EX and Ehun, you can put this in your project. You can look for where you want to put this in your project. I'm putting the styles and the HTML for you guys. All right.
Okay, I'm putting the style first.
Yes, I kept the style and the HTML code. So I want you guys to replicate what I just did now. That's your assignment. Please replicate it and show it to me. Okay.
Ma, if you have an assignment, can we go?
No, that's not your assignment. That's a classwork. What's the time? That's a classwork. So I want to see you do it. After you finish doing it, I'll give you an assignment and then we can go. Is that clear? Or in your is that clear?
Ma, what did you say?
I'm giving you a classwork, and this is what let me share my screen
Yes,
again.
my.
Let me share my screen. This is what I want you guys to create for me. This particular thing I just did, and I shared the code on the chat. So I need you guys to do it. So when you are finished doing it, please let me know. We have
Okay. What is the assignment?
Okay. You're not going to do it, Ire. All right, this is 11:40. I'll give you guys 20 minutes to do it. If you are done, just raise your hand.
What is the name of the assignment?
A search icon. It's not an assignment, it's a classwork. I need you to do it now.
I already know the search icon.
So do it. Do it and let me see it. This is 11:40. Oh my God. Yes.
Do we do it on our website or on a new page?
You can do it anywhere. Do it on your website. Do it on your website.
I'm doing it on a new page.
Even you don't have a website.
I have a website.
So please do it on your website.
I've already done.
Sir?
I'm done.
No, you can't be done. I will come back in 20 minutes. This is 11:15. So I'll come back at 11:35. Okay? So please do it. Ire, work on it. I want to see it in your project. If you can do it in your project, do it. If you cannot do it in your project, do it in your do it on a new file. Bukumi, I need to check your project again, but no problem. When we're done, finish this assignment first.
Ma, I've done it. Let me just show you. Excuse me, ma, I'm done. Excuse me, ma, I'm done first. Me first, because I was saying it first.
On first. Who was the first to finish?
Me.
Let me see. You can share your screen. Ire, hey God. Oh yeah, let me see.
This is what I can do.
Ire, it wasn't you that did this one. This was your brother. Okay, go to your VS Code. Let me see it on your VS Code. Go to your VS Code. Let me see it on your VS Code. Okay. Who is this? Who is this person that is drawing on my screen?
Who is drawing on my screen?
All right, scroll down, Ire. Let me see. Hold on. Where's the search icon? I can't even find it.
This is not the place for the search icon.
All right, I'm so sorry, sir.
I have plenty of things. Now that is the place. This is the place where you see Top Nova's. Where you see Top Nova search container. This is the place for the.
Where's the code itself? This is the CSS. Where's the code?
This is the code. This is the code.
Okay. So this is for somebody like Ehun. Thank you. Don't stop sharing, no.
Ma,
So I said, oh my God. Yes?
I'm done.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking
This is the code for you. You need
Can you code that? Say this is the code for me. Better keep your mouth shut.
Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. No.
After you defied my name and used it against me, my name is now I.
Ire, I said, yeah, Ire, hold on. Let me take control of your screen, okay? Let me take control of your screen.
What's that? Ma,
So
you
just
to copy it and give it to Aaron.
how do you know that's what I'm going to do? I'm not going to copy it and give it to Ehun. I want to show it to him because I think his own project is like that. This is going to be his assignment.
Family, I don't have any assignments.
You do. So just hold on, Ire, please. Hold on.
I have an assignment.
Maybe I should just stop this.
I'm not going to do an assignment. I'll just give it to my brother.
You said what? What did you say?
He said he won't do his homework. He will give it to his brother.
That's what he always does. But his brother is doing a good job. I have to commend.
And he's not my brother that does everything. I sometimes don't do
Hey,
it.
dude, and when you do your homework, it's not even nice. So can you please just S? That means SUTSHOTUP. I know what it spells.
You don't know all the spells.
Yes, I do.
I've already downloaded a picture of the search icon, but I don't know how I'll make it appear in my browser.
What's your name? Ini, I asked a question. I asked if you understood. You told me that you understood. Now you're telling me you don't know how. So you're going to wait after the class. I'm going to do it for you. So okay, something give class search center. All right.
Oh man.
So form action, placeholder, type submit. All right, scroll up. Ire, I'm still looking at it now.
Oh, I mistakenly.
Yes, I'm still looking at it. All right, so scroll up.
Aaron, just made it time better than you.
Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Okay, that's media queries. All right.
I picked some of it from W3 school. I didn't
Scroll
give
up again. Yes, I can tell that you took some from W3. Okay, scroll
Ma,
down.
I'm done.
Yeah, one after the other. Let me be done with Ire. No, Ire, scroll. Stop. Thank you. Okay, look right.
Let's go fight Bowman. Wait, no, I don't.
Ire, hold on.
Yeah, four.
I want to see how you did this CSS.
Why? Don't copy it.
I'm not copying it. I want to see how you did it.
I'm watching.
All right, scroll up. Scroll up, my dear. All right, thank you very much. It's wonderful. You've done it really. Now I can see it. Thank you. You can stop sharing.
Okay.
Let me see your website on your
Okay.
browser. Who is drawing on the screen? Let me see your website again. Is this what you're going to present for us? What about the profile? Iremide, did you do the
Yes,
profile?
it's going to be what I will share for you guys. It will be better than this.
All right, what about the profile page I said they should do yesterday? Did you do that?
About the app.
Did you do it?
I didn't because I went to church.
The one of yesterday when I said you should put your picture, you didn't do it, right?
Yes, because I have music class. After music class, I went to church.
All right,
Music
fine, no problem.
was from 2 to 5. And church was from 6 to 9.
No problem. I hear you. You had a lot to do. No problem. You can stop sharing. I love your website, by the way.
No,
All right, stop sharing.
Ma, I'm done
So,
with my.
let me see. What?
Excuse me, ma, I was done before.
But you don't know how.
Everyone was done
I was
before
done before all of them. I was done before.
Aaron.
You know what? All
I
right,
was done before you.
calm down.
You
All right, are you
weren't.
done?
I was saying it in the beginning of the assignment.
Okay, now I've checked your own now. Let me check Ehun's own now.
See this set.
Aaron,
All right, scroll up. Scroll up, Ehun. Is this the top of your?
Yeah, this is the top.
So did you remove the picture?
No, the picture is still here.
So your search cannot be there, Ehun.
Yeah, where should it be?
Stop sharing. Let me show you. Let me share my screen. So Ehun, who is that? Ehun, this is the site you are modeling. So director gave us a file today on how to put logo. Is in the chat box. I'll change it. I will check it. So what you will do is that your logo will be, this is your header. Make this place your header. All right. So create a div for the header. Now you're going to have a logo here, and then you can now put that your search option. You see the way Ire did his own. You see the way Ire did his own. That can you hear me?
It's because I was better than
So you
him.
see how? Oh my God! You see how he puts his navigation bar, and then there is a search bar at the end there. Do you see how he did it?
Yes.
That's how you should do yours. All right. So there will be a what's it called? There'll be a logo here. You can download that logo. Director already told us how to use that
if
logo.
you want.
You cannot what?
I can help him if
You're disturbing my class. So. Do you hear what I'm saying, Ehun? And then you can come down and continue what you're doing on your. This is like the grid that this is like the picture on your screen right now. I already told you guys how to do grid. I was expecting that you will make your images like a grid. Like if you don't know how to do that, I can show you at a later time. And they have a photo gallery like this. Okay,
Okay. Ma,
Yes.
if I put the images as a grid, would they still be linked?
Would they still be linked? How? Yes, now you can still link it, of course. You know what? Let me see. I know I have a lot of work to do with Ini and Co. I don't know if I have time for you. That's the problem.
You
Today's
can do
Wednesday.
it tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, so for your homework today, I want you to move that search this thing up. I don't want it to be under. Move it up, okay?
I've moved it up.
All right, let me see it.
Directly after the navigation bar. Right?
Yes, let me see.
It's loading. It's loading. It's loading.
All right, is EX there?
Yes, it's there.
All right, so after you, I'll go to EX and I'll go to Area and Co. Oh, Bukumi.
It's loading, it's loading, it's loading, loading, loading.
So you can show me your okay, I have to stop sharing, right?
Yeah.
I was still sharing my screen. Okay, now you've moved it to your top. So can you make this 100%? Make the width 100% so that it can extend to the end. All right.
Wait,
You see, it looks much better here.
Yes, it does.
All right, so make it 100%. Let's see if it goes to the end.
100.
I don't see the icon.
Wait,
Where is the icon?
What icon?
What is what icon? Did you see an icon in my own when you were doing it?
No.
Stop sharing, please.
It has extended to the end.
All right, thank you. Stop sharing and let me show you the icon I was talking about. This icon that I said you should download online, this particular icon here, I said download it online, move it to your image folder. That is why if you check my CSS, you would see this there, because this is how you put a background image. Even in your grid, when you open a grid, let me quickly show you how to put. Okay, let me first finish this. So I downloaded that search icon. This is the name here, search. I downloaded it, see it here, I put it in my images. So in my CSS, I added background image, I added the image, then I reduced the size to 25 pixels, and then I put the background positioning like this. And that's why you have this here. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So now let me quickly show you. Yes.
How will I put it?
How will you put it?
Hmm.
I just showed you. That's what I just showed you. You put it in your image folders, or you put it in your folder where your images is. Don't you know how to put your image?
Yes.
If you want to put your image, so this is your CSS style. This is where you put it. Your background image, you put the UI. You know when you're putting normal image, you use SRC. This is how you do it when you want to put an image. Use image, SRC, ALT, then the style, right? But when you want to put a background image, it might be it in a grid, be it in in what we want to do now, because what we want to do, we want to make it a background image. It's not really like an image that is standing on its own. So in your CSS, you add background image and property to it, which is what you're seeing here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Which is what you're seeing here. Then this is how you put the background image. You don't use SRC or anything. You use URL. All right. And then you now put where the image is. So for me, my own is in image. This is my image folder /search. That's why it's here. Image/search. All right. Make sure you reduce the size because it's going to be too big. That's why this is a 25px. That's why the background size is 25px. And then you have to change the positioning to this. Do you understand?
Yes.
So do it now. I'll get back to you. Do it now. Just Bukumi, let me see yours before I see EX. Oh, Bukumi is not in class. Okay, Bukumi. Bukumi. All right, go up. Scroll up, please.
Put it
Bukumi,
there.
scroll up.
I put it down.
Yeah, I want you to. Why did you put it down? Scroll up. Okay, even your navigation is wrong. Bukumi. Yeah, you will have another day. It might be weekend for your own. All right, stop sharing. Thank you, Bukumi. I've seen that you have done it. That's the most important thing. All right. EX, let me see yours.
My showing.
What's that?
The search bar.
It's not showing, no.
The image is showing for me.
Okay, for you, right? Let me see it.
Okay. Okay. See it. It's loading.
Oh, exactly. This is how I want it to be. So what you do for me, I will stop sharing. Let me show you what your assignment is going to be. All right.
Okay.
Hold on. So yours is going to be a grid gallery. So this is going to be some self-learning that you have to do by yourself. I trust you that you can do it. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So you want your pictures to look like this on your page, right?
Yes.
This is how you want it to be. So now this is how you do it. So basically what they did was that they took this is going to be your assignment, and I'm going to give you this let me copy this link for you and tell me if it opens up on your end.
But ma,
Tell me if it opens up on your end. Yeah.
how will you put them as a link?
I'll show you. Okay, to put them as a link, this might not really work. Let me see. I'm trying to find. How am I going to do this now? I don't have time to do this.
So, can I share my screen?
Who's that?
EX.
EX, hold on. Let me finish with your brother. I'm trying to. Let me finish with your brother. I'm looking for the easiest way to give him this assignment so he can do it on his own. Okay, let me use this one that we did yesterday. So, what's his name? Ehun. So even this one yesterday, Steph, I don't think you understood it. You know what? Don't worry. So your assignment for today, just continue to focus on what you are doing. Continue to focus on your, what's it called? On your website. You can go to W3 School and try to figure out how you can make it a grid and also make it still a link. You can ask your brother to help you out, or I just want you to try it on your own. There's no much time because I have to deal with Inyolua and Ore, so there is no much time. You are not doing sustainability, right?
Oh yes.
All right. So tomorrow I might focus on you or EX. Well, okay, maybe tomorrow I'll focus on you. On Friday, I'll focus on EX sustainability because
Background
EX
with
website
her.
doesn't need much work. All right. So just try to figure it out. Then tomorrow, can two of us do it again in the evening? Do you have time in the evening so that you come online and I help you do it?
Okay, but what time?
Are you on the group chat?
Yes.
What's your name on the group chat?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's say 4 o'clock. All right.
Okay.
When it's 4 o'clock, just come on the group chat and type, Mr. Tonha, I'm ready. All right.
Okay.
Don't forget so that you can do your own today. So your website will be ready today.
Okay.
All right, no problem. You can go, but try to figure out what I told you.
Okay.
All right, EX, share your screen.
Hi.
Maybe you and EX will even join that thing. EX, share your screen.
So I'm
can I
coming
go?
to make a correction.
You have to make a correction. Okay, if I start with Ore and Inyoluwa, have you done it? Inyoluwa. Okay, you've not done the search, Abby. You said you cannot put the icon, right?
No.
But I asked you, you told me that you understood, and now you're telling me you do. So you want me to start talking
I
all over?
understood everything except from that part.
So why didn't you tell me you didn't understand then when I was asking you? So now you want me to start talking again? Bukumi. 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 Okay, Bukumi, you can't unmute, right? So Bukumi, your assignment is that you should transfer that search icon to the top of your page. All right. I make sure you put the icon there. If you don't know how to put that icon, this thing that is showing, that's let me share my screen again. Because I know that it's not in Bukumi's own. So your assignment is to go and add it. I'm talking about this thing. Where is it? I'm talking about this thing. Are you seeing it, Bukumi? This round thing that is here. Yeah. You must put it in your own. That's your assignment. So if you don't know how to do it, listen. I want to explain it to Inyoluwa again. So make sure you listen. Tomorrow, I want you to put your search. I want you to be up because it's at the bottom right now. I want you to put it on top. And then I want you to put this thing here. So Inyoluwa, have you downloaded the icon?
Yes.
You've downloaded it, right?
No,
Now, from where you downloaded it, copy it. Are you listening?
Yes.
So if you've downloaded it, it will look like this, right?
Yes.
So copy it. Copy. Now go and paste it in your folder. Me, I'm using the Remidays folder. So I'll come here and I'll paste it in my image where my picture are. I don't think you have a different folder for your images. So you can just post it in your folder. All right, you can just paste it like this. Paste, okay? And you will see it there. Can you do it now?
No, PlayStation.
So share your screen for me, Inyoluwa. You know what? Alright, share your screen because Inyoluwa is not going to tell you to do it. Okay, since you have started sharing, no problem.
Ma, can I leave now?
Who is that?
Can I leave now?
Who is that?
How can I leave?
El can go.
Bukumi.
Remide can go. Jesu Bukumi
I'm going to
can go.
stay.
If you know you don't know how to put the search icon, you better stay and listen to Bukumi. But yeah, El can go. Okay. So is this your folder in Inyoluwa? Inyoluwa?
Yes.
I don't see. Where are your files in this folder?
My first.
Where's your HTML file?
Wait. This is where I put on my files.
So this is where the picture should be. I don't know where you're putting it. Put the picture here. So go and copy it and put it here. All right?
Okay.
So do that now, please.
Why is it not PC?
Yes, you're right. No. Now go to your VS Code. Okay, so now this is your VS Code. All right. So let me request for you. Hold on. Let me do it myself. So now you're going to change this to the name of your picture. This is all you're going to change. Because you're not using my own, you're using your own. Okay, so what's the name? Search icon. Okay, I don't know why you put it in a different file. I told you to put, where's your, hold on. Okay, this is your CSS. Why is there a mistake in your CSS like this? So anyway, where is this sorry, where is this search icon again? Where is it? Okay. Search icon HTML. This one, yeah. All right. So this is your, I'll come back to it. So let me see. Scroll down, please.
It's alright.
Alright,
I could put, I'm done.
Yeah, hold on, EX. Scroll back up, Ini. So hold on. What's the name of your about page again, sir? This is Any scroll of this page, please. So this is your about page, right? Okay, about.html2. Okay. Save this page that I am on right now. Save it. And then go to the browser. Let me see.
I
No, your
can't
life.
see anything because of this Zoom options.
Just hold on. Just hold on. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. Okay. So we're going to put this right on top of it. All right. So go back to your VS Code. All right, thank you. EX, I'm coming now. Don't press pages. So hold on. Okay. So scroll up this page. Let me see what the problem is. Scroll up. Okay, that's up, Abi. All right, scroll down. All right, scroll up. There's don't worry, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. So EX, I'm coming to you. So Ini, save this page, please. Save this code. Control S. Have you done that? All right. Hold on. Save this one. Let me see.
I've saved it.
All right. So now go to your browser and let me see how it looks like. Go to your live score HTML. Now reload it. Okay. 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 So go back to your VS Code. All right, save it and go back to your browser. Save it. Reload the browser. All right, no problem. Stop sharing. I'll come back to you. Let me attend to EX so EX can go. Because me, you, and Ore are going to be here.
And me.
Yes.
I want to share my screen.
Yeah, share your screen. Why did it? Huh? Are you okay? You sure?
Miss Sohan. Miss Sohan.
Sorry, I didn't know I was mute. Sorry. I was saying that I'm thinking that maybe you should make this search option, maybe you should put it inside this place here. Let me take control of your screen. Hold on. All right. So I was saying that, sure you can see the screen, right? EX.
Miss Sohan, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was saying that, hold on. Maybe you should make, you see where it is here? I was thinking maybe you should make it here. You should put it here. Do you feel me? So hold on, let me see
Yeah, I
if I
can't
can.
see your mouse. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Go to your VS Code.
Okay.
Go to your VS Code. Do you have to stop sharing and share again to show us your VS Code?
Yes.
All right, stop sharing. And go to your VS Code. Inyolua.
Yes.
Inyolua, as I'm talking to EX, I want you to go and copy. You see that code I did for you? I want you to go and do it for your brother on his own index page. After EX, I will ask you must do, because I'm going to use Inyolua's file to teach. So make sure that your index page, everything that I did there for you, copy it and put it in his own HTML livescore.css, because you are doing the same thing, right?
Okay. Yes.
So I'm coming back to you. So EX, let me
This is where I put the search button.
I know I can see. So what I want to do, okay, this is your sustainability. All right, fine. You didn't put, okay, this is for about. So instead of in this your about here, hold on. Let me see about the HTML. Hold on. Oh, where's your about file, EX?
This is my about file.
Let me click on it. Let me see what's the name of the about file.
Let me click on it.
All right, click on it. Why are you deleting it?
I want
Oh, you want to write the right one, Abby? Okay, okay.
Yeah. I've written it.
And this is, where is it? Where is it here? I can't find it here.
I'm coming.
Okay. Yeah, copy part and paste it here. Yes, very good.
My laptop is lagging.
I know, sorry. So in Yolua, when I'm done with EX, I will be sharing Oreolua's screen, and I want to see what I've done for
Okay,
you.
I've done
then.
it.
All right. But why is it writing like this? You know what? You know what? Save this page. Then
I've
go and
saved it.
go and click on your about icon. Go and click on about on your browser. You don't have to stop sharing your screen. I don't have to see. Just go and click on it and tells me if it take you to your about page.
It took me to my about page.
It does, right?
Yes.
All right, fine, no problem. All right, so back here. So this is your navigation, right?
Yes.
So we're going to do. Where did you put where's the search icon? Where's
Yeah.
the place for the search icon?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is it leading to?
The search.
All right, so it's not supposed to lead anywhere. So delete this. Delete that link. Delete it.
Okay.
Only that, yeah, just delete that. Don't delete everything. Just no, not everything.
Okay, just the link.
Yeah, just this link side. Okay. So delete the one at the end too.
Okay. I'm linking it because I want it, because I put the work in another file. So I'm linking the file to this one so that it will show.
Yeah, but
here.
you're not supposed to link anything to search. Search is for people to go and search your website and be able to find one or two. It's not for linking anything. Do you get?
Okay.
It's not for linking. If you go to other people's search, if you search things, you don't see it going to a page that is where they want to go that it takes them.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's leave it like this. So hold on. Okay, so that's it. All right. Sorry, I'm checking it though. Okay. So in here, we're going to add some things. Yeah, we're going to add some things. Okay. So input is text, name is search, Okay, placeholder is search, button type. Okay. Okay, we need a submit button. All right. I can't seem to control this though. All right, so I'm going to put button type. Okay, so please save the page.
I should go to my
You saved
browser.
it?
Yes.
No, not your browser. So I'm guessing your CSS is in one file, Abby.
Yes.
So go to your CSS. I don't know, Zone is not still working. Go to your CSS. Oh, sorry, go back to that HTML. I forgot to put something. I forgot to put something. Why is there still star on top of?
There is a mistake. I'm coming. I don't know what's happening. I'm coming.
What's happening?
Like those work that I did before, like it left the top nav, and I'm coming. Let me stop sharing my screen.
The one we just finished doing right now.
Yes, I'm coming. Okay, I know the problem. I'm coming. Okay, I've done it. Let me share
Okay.
my screen again. Mr. Han.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is where we are. So I'm supposed to put something here. Okay, please grant me. Okay. Hold on, please. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So hold on. So can you save this page?
Okay. I saved it.
Okay. So now go to your CSS.
Okay.
Hold on, give me a moment. Okay. So search container. Okay. Okay. Please scroll up. All right, scroll down. That means it's perfect where it is. Scroll up again. Yes, fine. All right, save this thing and let's go to your page and see how it turns out. I hope it works.
I should reload my page.
Yeah, reload your page. Please go to the browser. Let me see it.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, it should work.